Onda Magazine presenta.
¿Qué onda, amigos? I'm Irene Uribe. I am here today. We're talking about Houston Restaurant Weeks. It's coming up, and I have the pleasure of speaking with Miss Katie Stone and Mr. Luis Roger. Welcome.
Hello.
Yes,
thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. So tell us a little bit about Houston Restaurant Week. It's coming up. We're very excited to eat some of this food. This smells amazing. We'd like to know a little bit about your dishes and you know what we have coming up.
Well, Houston Restaurant Weeks runs August 1st through Labor Day every year. And this is the 23rd year of Houston Restaurant Weeks. My mother, Cleverly Stone, she started it in 2003, believe it or not. And it was her solve for the slow time of the year here in Houston. She was kind of the OG foodie broadcaster. Maybe you remember way back when, but she had a radio show on CBS, and she was the food contributor on Fox. And, her biggest goal was to get people outside the loop and try all these incredible cuisines that Houston had and a lot of people didn't know about. And so the event over the last 23 years has grown not only into the busiest month of the year for restaurants instead of the slowest, but it's also the largest annual fundraiser for Houston Food Bank, which is quite amazing because there is no other city in America, for sure, maybe somewhere in the world, I don't know, but there's definitely no other city in America that comes together as a community, 200 cultures, 250 cuisines, whatever, all to support the local restaurant community, which is about 10% of our workforce, and the Houston Food Bank that is feeding more people than any food bank in the world. So it's really a special time. And, Chef Luis, he was a great friend of my mother, and he's been a chef here for so many years, and he's a great supporter of ours, and he's got a couple of restaurants that are very popular during Houston Restaurant Weeks.
Perfect. And, we'd like to hear a little bit about the restaurants, and then we'll touch base a little bit more on about the impact it's had for the Houston Food Bank. But tell us a little bit about your restaurants, what you have, what you offer for our community.
Thank you. Well, my name is Luis. We have two restaurants, Spanish restaurants, BCN. One is BCN in Montrose, and the other one is Matt at River Oaks district. And, we represent Spanish food. And we are so proud, and we take very pride to be part of the Restaurant Week, especially this year.
Yes.
It has been, challenging. Let's say challenging.
Yes, and tell us, so you brought us food. Tell us a little bit about the dishes that you'll be showcasing this year and what you have here for us.
Okay, appetizers. We have the tostada hamachi, which is a kind of tuna tartare, but with hamachi, It is, in Spain it's very popular, the tapas, the small bites. So it fits very well this format of the big tostada, And then we have the croquetas of jamón ibérico over there. We have the little octopus, which is the pulpo a la gallega, very popular in Spain and very popular in Houston, I would say as well. Okay, what else we have? We have the gambas al ajillo, a little kick, spiciness, the shrimps, everybody likes. And combined with some little beans from Spain, white beans, amazing quality, okay? We have the jamón ibérico, which is over there in that age, with the pan de cristal, which is a very light bread that we put some tomato paste and some olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, and you have to try it. Later on, you have to try it.
I will.
And then we have the steak tartare, which is rolled in a kind of edible Houston Chronicle newspress. Okay, and then we have, the typical and classical flan from Spain. I think also Mexico is very popular, this dish, right?
Muy popular.
We have the gypsy arm, which is, very, very unique and very, very from local area where I was born. And then the filet mignon. We have also, a nice paella with, you can add a lobster tail if you like. There is a lot of options and add-ons that you can. Oh, I was forgetting the patatas
don't
bravas.
Forget that one.
I was forgetting the patatas bravas.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
try
I'd
it.
love to.
Yes. Tell us what it is, Chef.
Patatas bravas, golden Yukon potatoes, slow cook with a garlic alioli, pimentón de la vera, which is the smoked paprika from Spain, and then some spicy oil.
Wow.
Excellent. to
Deliciosas.
start. Gracias.
Muchas gracias. When he walked in here today, I was like, "What'd you bring us?" And he said he has a paella. And what stuck out to me was the jamón ibérico. If you can tell us a little bit about what jamón ibérico is, since you're Spanish and you can probably say it better than most of us, explain to us, a little bit of why it's so special.
It is very special. Actually, I just been recently in Spain in the factory where they produce this jamón ibérico. It's a cured ham. It is made with a special porks. Is something very unique from Spain, and they only eat acorns. Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes them very special, and especially the last 4 months of the age.
Yeah.
And the flavor, the fat that has inside. I would say it's kind of a cured Wagyu, I would say, because the amount of fat that is between all the meat.
Yes.
And I mean, you need to, you know
I do know.
taste.
I told him I've had it 3 times and it's delicious and I can't wait to have it again.
This one is probably going to be one of the best ones.
best.
And I learned from Chef that on that particular ham, because a pork, there's a crystalline layer, right? Like little crystals on the top that is like a natural salt almost, or am I thinking of a different dish?
Well, I mean, the process is super long. I mean, it can be curing for even more than 32 months. I mean, we're talking about, or even 2 years.
Yeah.
And I was in the factory. There is a ceiling completely full of hanging pig legs, already cured. Okay, during these 1 to 2 years, there is el catador, that is a gentleman that with a stick, you only can taste it if it's ready once during this process.
Right.
Because when you stick it, you are putting oxygen, and then it is not good. So, and this gentleman, the only thing he does is sticking in 3 different areas.
Okay.
Stick and smell. Stick and smell, and he knows.
And he knows.
This leg is ready.
Wow.
And,
Wow.
Incredible.
Yes,
incredible.
I mean it's a rare animal. It's how they eat is rare, and I've always wondered what makes it so special, and I know now. I know. Thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome. By the way, the salt that they use to cure the ham comes from the Mediterranean Sea, which we produce a lot of salt, right, from the sea, and there is a huge. Let me tell you a story. 2 years ago, the paellas were a little less salty.
Okay.
And we are very consistent. We always use the same salt, the same recipe. And we were wondering, why? What is going on? And then some of my sous chefs told me, by the way, we started buying a different salt from a different supplier 2 months ago. Okay, and then we pulled the information, we called the supplier. One salt was sea salt, and the other one was from the mountains.
Yeah.
And the level of sodium and salinity is different. So sea salt is stronger than the mountain ones.
Yeah.
And for that maybe insignificant detail, we were inconsistent for 1 week because we catch it right away.
Yeah.
And we did a huge, deep research, and thanks to that mistake, we learned.
Yeah.
Something that before we didn't.
Definitely, and that's the best way to learn is by making those mistakes, right?
Thank you.
Tell us where the viewers can go to your restaurant during restaurant weeks and what you will be offering.
The viewers, we're talking about the website.
People that are watching us right now.
Diners, yeah.
Instagram, website. We're going to have a huge sign, of Houston Restaurant Week, as we have always every year. What else?
Is it easy to get to? Like, what part of town are you guys in?
We are in River Oaks District, which is a very nice shopping center. There is a huge, enormous, like 5 or even 6 floor garage. You can park at no charge. It's
Okay.
complimentary garage.
That's great.
And also, we're going to have valet parking service right in front of the door. So if you're going to have a Spanish experience at an amazing price and support Houston Restaurant Week, come in.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And are all these dishes going to be during the restaurant week, or will they be available, all of what you brought us here? Okay.
All of them.
That's perfect. Now y'all know where to go whenever you're looking for a restaurant for Houston Restaurant Weeks. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of this with us. We're very happy to have you here, and I will be there. You'll see me in there at some point eating some of this delicious food. And I'm going to eat some of this after.
You'll see him too. And if you don't see him at MAD, you'll see him at his sister restaurant, which is BCN. So if you're a Michelin follower, remember BCN was among the first group in Houston restaurants when Michelin came here last year. They were part of the rookies to get the infamous Michelin star, and then they kept it on going on. Like, that may be harder to do, to keep it, than it is to get it. So Chef Luis is in a very small group of chefs here that has truly brought Michelin to Houston in a way that not many can. And I think you can see why. His attention to detail, it's, talking about the pork, he's going to Spain and talking to the guy who's using the stick to poke, don't get too much oxygen. Like, that's him talking about that, because this is what has happened in Houston. It is so competitive in Houston because we do have, I believe, the best restaurants in the world. And we've kind of been a little bit of an underdog in perception. But we here in Houston understand what game we're playing. We have chefs like Chef Luis and our diners too. That's the other piece that a lot of other big cities don't understand is our diners are so well traveled. They are so international. They're going to their home in Mexico City for the weekend. They're going to their home in Dublin for the weekend, or they're going to Costa Rica for the week. Or maybe they're in Italy and they're coming back and they're talking to chef about the ham or the salt that they found in Italy, and then chef's going and getting the salt or the jam. And that is a very unique culture, I believe, that's very Texas. And I don't know, people think I'm a little crazy when I say it kind of reverts back to everything is bigger and better in Texas, but I think it's a real thing.
It is.
It's a real mentality. And I think that's why we are the most welcoming in cultures and hospitality and cuisines. I think that's why it works so well here.
I think so. I agree with you on that. With us being so diverse here and having people from all over the world, we know how to take care of each other here. That Southern hospitality goes deep.
Yeah, and that was, and Chef Luis will tell you, was my mother's goal, because she was the only broadcaster on TV that was talking to chefs from Spain or from Nigeria or Scotland or wherever they were. And she had a 3-hour radio show. And so she was discovering all of these cuisines just like everybody else was. And she was Houston's biggest cheerleader for our food culture for many years. You remember my mama.
It was definitely, that culture already exists, I believe. I arrived in Houston in 2014. So when I arrived in Houston, I was impressed about the huge diversity and the amount of restaurants, any type of restaurants. And I think somehow your mom put the voice out there. So everybody knew by then. No? But before, only if you knew that little restaurant from Ethiopia or from Uganda, but that was it.
Yeah.
But, cleverly was the one that put the voice and and spread out all the world. And we have to be super grateful for putting them together and talking about all those little restaurants and beacons as well, right? And come up with that huge fundraising campaign. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit of what this means to you. The fact that it helps so many people with the Houston Food Bank. What does this mean to you personally? That you're able to participate, that you've been doing it for so long?
Okay, I'm coming from Spain. In Spain, sadly, there is not that culture.
Okay.
So for me, at the beginning was, wow, I mean, helping others. I mean, I do love helping always, no, since I was little. But in this time, at that time, I had a business running, no? I mean, and I was a little, I don't want to say concerned, but I was a little, no, lack of culture, no? I mean, what does that mean? Is a win 100%. It's amazing. I mean, it is so big so helping others. Nobody imagined that helping others you can make double money.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yes.
it's amazing. And you don't know until you do, and you try it, no? And you try it 100%. So one thing is very important, and you know, we've been talking about this for years. When you put a $55 tasting menu, you know, the prefix menu for the restaurant week, okay, is a very competitive price. You think about volume, you need a lot of volume, and you need to put your best in order to be successful, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about food costs. It can be up to even 50%. But even though it can be shock, oh, wow, it is going to be a home run.
Yeah.
Home run.
Yes.
Don't go. I don't want to say cheap, but don't go prudent about the food cost. You need to do your best in order to success. It's very important.
Yes. And I think you've proved that. I mean, with all this great food and you know, a beautiful thing to see that you're living in gratitude, really, and helping out where you can and sharing your passion with us, right, with the rest of the world and with Houston.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and it really is truly an amazing thing, you know, for us to watch the restaurant industry prepare for August, because you know, in August, all of our kids are going back to school. So we have expenses, like we got to buy things for them. And, you know, I remember being out with my mother way back when, and a bartender or a valet would hand her car keys in tears, because at this time of the year, he would typically be laid off. Like usually, chef would be laying people off in August, but instead he's doing the opposite. He's hiring people. He's starting to prepare in probably April, thinking about his menu, because he's thinking about that pork. He has to make sure the pork guy has enough of the pork
Right.
for the Houstonians, because they like the pork.
Yes, we do.
So he's thinking about all of this stuff, and it's a line item on his budget every year now. It is a line item that they are betting on Houstonians to dine out and do good and to support the food bank, but to also give them their busiest month of the year. But guess who else gets their busiest month of the year? The bartenders, the servers, the valet guys. We hear stories about servers saving money to buy cars and houses and getting that final lump, like $15,000 or $20,000, and they're able to buy a car, and they plan it for the whole year. I mean, it's really incredible when you think about how this community comes together. Houston Restaurant Weeks is in the blood of every Houstonian here. It doesn't matter where you're from. We all like food.
We all like food.
Honey, we all like food. And we all like spicy food. You know, we like sweet and spicy. And you're not going to stop us. We're going to have all that food, and we're going to support the food bank. It is truly the most special city in the world, I think, because of Houstonians.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Chef Luis, for stopping by and bringing us this delicious food, because we will have some here shortly. Do you have any closing thoughts for the people watching us right now?
The only thing I would say is come and enjoy Houston Restaurant Week 2026. This is going to be, I hope, the biggest fundraising this year, record. Let's do it. And let's do it all together. You know, that's the only way.
Yes. Great. Thank you so much, Chef Luis.
Thank you, Chef.
Well, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah.